already. Post on the Moon Studio presents.
Posted on the Moon Studios presents Can You Hear Me Now? The podcast.
What's up, congregation? It's your favorite auntie, DJ Auntie Mimi, one of the biggest shit talker and the biggest shit walker.
Yeah, I heard that.
How have you been, friend?
I've been good. How are you?
I'm blessed. I can't complain. Much better. Much better. I was going through.
You like your kid now? You like your kid
I
now?
loved her. Do not say that. I loved her since I found out I was pregnant, but it's mother has been an adjustment. So I feel like I'm in my little groove, you know. It's not like a daunting like thing now, like bedtime.
Yeah.
You're gonna wake up. No sleep. What are you crying for?
Is that what you were dealing with?
Now I know. You know, I know when she cries, what she wants, what she needs, what her cries mean. I feel like I was going through like an identity crisis, like learning myself as a mom and bad bitch, auntie, Mimi, DJ. You know, relearning all the facets of me. So, yeah, I am in a good space for the most part, and we vibe. We vibe.
I'm glad. Your baby's fun. Like, what's the problem?
There's no problem. I'm just saying, you know, when you're in the newborn stage wasn't so fun.
I know, but she's fun now.
Yeah, like, she's amazing.
Felt like she was laughing at me a little bit.
That's my dog. She laughs at everybody. She laughs at me.
Whatever.
She laughs at everybody.
Try not to take it personal.
Please don't. But I started reading a book. That's my phone. It's called "We Should All Be Millionaires" by Rachel. Let me not quote her name wrong. Rachel something. But that
Rachel
also. No. Did you see the video?
Rachel Zoe? Doing what?
Who's Rachel Zoe?
The white chick that does fashion?
Oh, who's Rachel? Rachel Roy? Ray?
Rachel Ray or Rachel Roy?
The lady who cooks.
Rachel Ray.
That video made me sad. Like something's going on with her.
Why?
Because she was like slurring her words, and she looks really different and like aged, like, you know, like a health. I mean, I'm not saying what it could be, but she just didn't look well. But maybe I haven't seen her in a long time, and then the video just went viral.
I think all these people are older than we really give them credit for, and that's not to say she's old and decrepit. I just mean like age is something, and you know, milk ages a little bit faster than wine.
Age is something. Do you feel old?
Yeah. 100%. No, let me not say that. No, I don't feel old, but I feel like I'm on the other side now. Like, not necessarily over the hill, but I'm on the other side.
You're...
Like, me and a 24-year-old don't have anything in common anymore.
You couldn't talk to them?
Not that I couldn't talk, but it's just like, what would we talk about? TikTok?
I love TikTok.
I know.
I'm on there with the 20-something-year-olds. Cackling.
Yeah.
In the middle of the night.
Like, yeah, see, remember how, like first it was MySpace, and MySpace was played out, and only old people were using that, or weird people were using it, and everybody moved to Facebook, and then Facebook turned to the old people when everybody moved to Instagram. I'm still at Instagram, so I have a feeling I'm the old guy on Instagram. I have a feeling. I don't know for sure.
Are you on TikTok?
Like, it's there.
I see
like,
you.
it's there. Like,
I see you on TikTok.
No, there's definitely an account, but... Do I have to re-download the app every time somebody sends me a link? Yeah, probably.
You have the app.
I doubt. You know how your phone offloads an app that you don't use, and you'll go to it, and you have to read out. It'll be like, oh, download it. Let's see.
I feel like you be capping Prince because you
it's on my phone right now.
also say you don't have a Facebook, and I be seeing you on Facebook.
You do not see me on Facebook. Why would you make that lie? You do not see me on Facebook. I saw
you on Facebook.
Yeah. Who else was there?
All of your friends. on MySpace, you had a top 5, top 8.
Of course, whatever it was.
Who was
It was
in?
like a top 4, and then it changed to 8.
Like, were you the type of person that, like, if they didn't have you on their top, like, bitch, you're not on my top? Yeah.
So I'll say, like, yeah, for the sake of, like, if I'm being honest, and I kind of noticed that, but I've kind of always been the type of person that never really checked up on that kind of stuff. Like, if, like, I might, like, even now, if I go to
That's what I
somebody's
this
page, I
morning.
just kind of go to look and see what you do. Like, I don't really pay attention to what people have going on, if that makes any sense. Like, even in my MySpace days, I was more concerned about my page than yours. So I may have saw, like, there may have, let me say it this way, there may have been certain people, like, say, whoever my best friend was at the time, or, like, whoever my group was, I might have expected it, but never, like, I don't think I've ever been offended by not being in somebody's top whatever.
I'm offended.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Because what?
Because, like, it needs to be mutual. Reciprocity. I live there,
Yeah,
you know? I used to be a really mean girl.
I know.
And, so this, I got into a fight, not because of Facebook, but, I mean, because of MySpace, but kind of because of MySpace. So this girl had posted a picture who I was, you know the story.
No, I've just never had an online beef.
Who
I've never had
it
an
was
online
ne-
beef.
listen, it was short lived online baby, because it was on site.
Oh.
Yeah, back in those days. So I was a petty bitch, and they posted the picture, and I was like, yeah, everybody look cute except that bitch. And then
And you said that on her picture?
it wasn't her page. It
Somebody
was like
else.
her mutual. We
Somebody
had a
else
mutual
posted
friend.
the picture, and she was in the picture.
Yeah, and I was like, everybody look cute except that bitch right there. And then, of course, she commented.
You wanted to fight the girl?
So, so long story short, I worked at Target with her. I worked at
Is
Target.
this the? Oh, never mind. You know what I'm about to ask? What story I'm about to ask about?
What?
With the bike?
This is. This is. This is the story.
This is that story?
This is the story with the bike. This is the girl with the bike.
Oh, wait. Okay, so go ahead.
So I used to work at Target, and then this girl, I was probably like a grade or two, like ahead of her. She didn't go to my school or nothing, but we both worked at Target, and
I don't think you told me this story. I think the other friend told me the story.
I don't know, like I was really like a rude ass bitch back in the day, and I think she was trying to be my friend or something. Like I really wasn't trying to fuck with her, and then cause like, bitch, you ride a bike.
No, tell the
shade.
story. She rode a bike to work.
So she rode a bike to work.
Did you steal the girl's bike?
Okay, so I got accused of vandalizing her bike. And I'm like, well, bitch, I was off that day, and you ride a bike to work, but bitch, I walked to work. So you think I walked all the way up here to vandalize your bike and then go the fuck home? Like, what do you take me for? So they accused me of vandalizing the bike, and then like the next day she came in, like, and I guess it was like a flex, like she came in and bought another bike.
500 down.
Yeah, like nothing, bitch. So she came in and bought another bike, and then I
rolled
guess
off
it
with
was
the paper
beef.
plate.
It was beef, like it was up and stuck from there. So
Cause you vandalized the girl's bike. Like, what did they say you did? Like, took sandpaper and
I
rubbed
had
it?
no, I like popped the tires, like I don't know, stole her, or what is it, the tube,
Or in it
or inner tube, like I don't fucking know. So I guess it was up and stuck from there, but you know, I ain't no punk bitch. So when I saw her in the picture, I was like, yeah, everybody look cute except her.
So what was the beef before that?
There was no beef.
Why did she think you?
I don't.
Did
I
you
don't
vandalize
remember.
the bike?
What's today? September 8th, 2024.
Because the story has changed a little bit from September of 2000.
Mimi Ford have not. I didn't vandalize the girl, but I would say yeah. And this is how the fuck I did it. Fuck her bike, but I didn't.
The mutual friend that you're talking about, who's
It's your friend too.
yeah, And I forgot. I honestly forgot about this. How did I forget about this?
Yeah, it was crazy.
I love to hold things over your head. I definitely would have brought this up a lot of times.
So it was like a slight back and forth on MySpace. Like, yeah, bitch. I'm like, listen, we live in Las Vegas, honey. We all go to the same parties. I'ma see you.
The Target parties.
And when I see no, and
Company party.
and when I see khaki and red, when I see you, I want that same energy. And I'm not no like.
And what was the energy? So fast forward to the next time.
I'm not no tough guy or nothing, but like I said, I ain't no pussy either. So fast forward, manifestation, seen her in a party. So it was me and my homegirl at the time, like we in a party or whatever, and she with a gang of bitches. Like, I mean, 20 of like the whole. And at this time, I got fired from Target
because of the bike. They had you on camera.
They said I stole something, but it wasn't a bike. And I think she worked at Sprint. So the chick worked at Sprint with the whole. So she was at the
Sprint
party
was
with
a big deal at
with
the time.
Yeah, she was at the party with the whole Sprint team. Like,
Sprint was a big deal. Like, it was a lot of people.
Yeah, and they was at the party.
Yeah.
It was a gaggle of bitches. This is me and my homegirl. So I'm like,
why did Sprint come to Las Vegas and blow it up like that? Like, why was it?
Because they was giving out free phones.
That's what it was.
It
was like, you would have thought they opened up a Cadillac factory. Everybody went and got jobs.
GM.
Everybody went and got jobs.
Everybody worked at Sprint, except you.
They would not. Do you know how many times I interviewed with them? It got to the point, I went on, because they were doing, like, it wasn't like apply online, resume.
It was like,
just come in. We doing group interviews. It was new in town, so they were trying to fill it up. I interviewed at least 8 times. Like, at least.
Was it the same person?
Different people every time.
They just had
but
your
what
name
I
on the list.
Because by, like, the 4th or 5th time I went, they started, like, they would look, like...
Like,
it was like they recognized my name. Like, okay, thanks for coming. Okay, we'll be like, at first, like in the beginning, it would be like, okay, so tell me about this. Well, what like, just random, stupid, regular
tell
questions.
Tell me about a time.
Not even that. It wasn't even that deep. Just like, oh, like, the pre-interview. Like, again, you're not filling out an
what
application.
What do you do for fun?
Yeah, you're not doing an application. So all that stuff that they would be going over, like, just in general, like, tell me about yourself and what are you looking for and what kind of job and... It would start off with those questions but by like the 3rd or 4th or 5th time, they would walk out. They look at their little clipboard and see my name and say, thanks, we'll be in contact. Yeah, and turn right back around.
I want to know what it was. Like, who had it in for you? Who you pissed off?
You know what I think okay, so I have a theory. The place where we were working at the time, prior to that, I was still working there.
Same. I was too.
I got caught leaving and going to an interview on my lunch break or something. Like, and it wasn't even caught. Like, they knew that that's what was going on with everybody. And so I think not to say they were pulling everybody one by one, but the people who it made sense for, like, oh, you were late back from your lunch.
Because
what were you doing?
Went to Sprint.
Yeah, like, they were just trying to get people to be like, oh, yeah, I did go. And then from there, because it wasn't just me. It wasn't just me that got asked, but when I said yeah,
you said yeah,
absolutely. So
that's why. And they knew somebody over there was like, don't hire him.
Yeah, I believe so.
Because it was all like kind of.
I 100% believe that's what was going on. And that man hated the. When I say that man, I don't even like. He was like a floor supervisor. What was the big guy's name? You know who I'm talking about?
Fat. He was really, really big.
Yeah.
Richard.
Yeah, he hated me. Because I didn't like staying in my seat. I didn't really work. I remember I got fired from there. And I got fired. They gave me some money, actually. They had to. They didn't have, well, yeah, they would have had to. But I got fired because... As a matter of fact, it was after that conversation. So that exact conversation about going to interview for Sprint, and it was like, oh, I can't remember, but it might have been like, oh, you're on a something, like a write-up. Yeah, so it might have been something like that to where, like, 10 minutes later.
Anything you do, it's over.
Literally that same, when I say literally the same
day you got
day,
fired after being put on the final, you didn't stand a fucking chance. The ice was thin.
I got up to go use the bathroom. Like, this is like 10 minutes late. This isn't like later on after. This is like the same day, like within,
hour.
maybe within 30 minutes. Yeah. But I got up, like, I'm going to go use the bathroom. I'm tired of sitting here. And he saw me walk, like, leaving my desk and walking. And now it was curtains from there.
They walked you out. You remember they used to, like, walk people out, like, clean out your desk while they walk and then hand you your box in the...
Like,
But you had nothing on your desk.
I had candy in there. I don't give a fuck. Skittles in there. You can have all that.
They used to try to, like, walk you out, pack up your desk real quick, and then hand you your box in the lobby.
No. It was so, like, I really feel like, okay, I left out of his desk with the talking to. I went and sat down.
And you were fired then. They just needed it.
More or less, but I'm such a, like...
nonchalant.
Yeah, that, but, like, more so, like, I'm such a, I get overstimulated really easily. Like, I'm just now understanding it about myself, but I've always been like that. So I get, like, overstimulation is like, no, I'm going to shut down. So that to say, like, right in that, it was like, I didn't get the job. They didn't even interview me. And then I got back to work. And then I got to use the bathroom. And that...
Too much.
It was just too much to where, like, no, I remember, like, I don't remember the exact situation, but I remember standing up because I sat way in the back and the front was way up there.
I remember what you said.
So it was like when I say, like, I got up and I was walking all the way
front
across.
To the bathroom.
Yeah, I was walking all the way across. So when I say, like,
they
saw
like
me,
watched you.
Yeah. That to say, like, it was like an immediate thing. Like, I stood up and I don't know what, I don't remember specifically if I just looked over, but it was kind of like, oh, I saw and I see you over here, like whoever he was talking to over here. And it was just, I want to say I just left out like, oh, okay. Okay, I got my keys are in my pocket. It's okay. It's all right.
You can have it.
I didn't want that job. I didn't appreciate that job.
Nobody wanted that job.
I didn't appreciate. It was a call center. It was
not even a call center. It was
I won't say it was horrible.
It was ghetto.
Yeah,
it wasn't a real job.
I just didn't feel like doing it.
It wasn't a real job.
I didn't know work there.
Same.
I would unplug. The headsets were like these headphones, but like the part that came out of the phone, it was like the headphone and then another cord.
Like you could unplug real quick and like just walk around.
I would just kind of like halfway unplug it and just act like I was sitting there.
I would go to parties every weekend. And I would come in and for some reason they had me scheduled on the weekend. I would come in, log in, put my fucking head down, and let the calls roll through.
And however I did, I worked out like the best schedule. I was off. At first I was off Saturday, Sunday, and then I think I switched to Sunday, Monday with like an early shift, like at 6 a.m.
I worked 6 to 2:30.
Yeah, like
I don't know how I would do that today.
I would do the same thing. I've told this story here before, but remember... I don't know if you remember this as the first time like not the first time we met, but like for me
encounter.
No, not even that. For me, it was like, oh, okay, this is my friend now. Because exactly what you're talking about, like coming in, like it was like again. I think my shift had changed to where I was off Sunday, Monday, and so I was coming in a Saturday morning. And we didn't sit like in the same area.
No, we didn't.
But how it like. We had made acquaintance already by that point, but like however it was, like I came in and it was only say there was 100 people supposed to be in the building or in the room. It may have been like 5 or 8 people in there to where you were one of them. And when I say hungover isn't even the word. Like I've always been that person that like I don't really get blackout drunk. But the hangover, you know what I mean? Like I'll be okay until I get to my bed. I'm gonna get to my bed, but the hangover, and I'm functional. Like I'll get up and still push through, but the hangover. So that to say, like I walked in, like, can I please come sit? I'm gonna sit next to you because nobody else was there. I'm gonna sit next to you. Like, can you please just tell me if somebody's coming? I'm going to lay down right here. I'm going to log into the... You don't remember it. It was because it was so... Like, we weren't friends at that point. Right. It was just like... I'm like... It like, if it were right now, I'd walk up apologizing, like, please, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry to bother you. Like, we weren't, like, we had made acquaintance, but we weren't friends
Right.
yet. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, to where I know it was awkward. Like, and it wasn't like you asked, like, you didn't ask questions. Like, we weren't like that. So it was just like, oh, okay. Like, your response was just like, sure.
Yeah, I knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Because I was probably on the same.
And it was a Saturday. I remember it was a Saturday because it was like an all day.
Empty.
Like, I remember getting up, like, say if that was 6:30. I remember, like, okay, it's 12. Okay. Like, raising my head, like, oh, okay. And I think, yeah, because this is before Sprint. But so when I finally lifted my head and we were, like, talking, it was like a slow, like, we
when
weren't
you finally
working.
woke up?
Yeah. And we were talking. Again, this was before you worked at Sprint. So, like, I had, like, the new Pocket PC. Do you remember
And I was
Pocket
amazed.
Yeah, because it slid. Like, it was like the new Trio.
And I thought
remember
you were
the
rich,
Trio?
probably.
Probably.
And you
I
had...
was so poor. I was so poor.
Your flat iron didn't say that.
It was.
And your Pocket PC. Who the fuck had a Pocket PC?
I don't know how I ended up with that. Oh, I do know. Okay.
You was dealing with somebody else.
No. It's so crazy. I was just telling this story the other day. I got that phone because I went to Sprint, like the Sprint store, to go get a new phone at the time. And I went in, it was like early, like I waited for, like my phone was messed up. So like my phone had broke. I had a flip phone at the time. The phone had broke like into two pieces. Like the top part, which was the screen, and the bottom part, which was...
Who you throw it at?
It was just old. Like this was before, like, what's it called? What do they have where you get a new iPhone every year?
Upgrades.
Yeah, this was before that. This was like, oh, just buy the phone, and then when you feel like buying another one,
Buy the phone outright.
But they were only like $300 at the time. They weren't expensive, but whatever. So at the time, like my flip phone had broken half, so I was just using I only had the bottom half. Like, no, this is a true story. Like, I would have to put it on speaker because the earpiece was broke off, so I would have to take every call. It was just a half a phone. Like, I would have to take every. So that to say, whatever. I go into the store, like. It might have been a case where I had to wait until I had to, like, or maybe I had to wait till my paycheck came or something. But I waited for the store to open, and I went, like, first thing in the morning. And while I'm waiting, because you have to, you know, waiting for somebody to help me, who walks in? If you had to take a guess at what celebrity walked in at that moment, who would you say?
Floyd Mayweather.
This is probably, no. This is probably, like, 2005 or 6.
Where are they from?
I'm not going to say, you're going to figure it out.
Neo.
No, not from here. It's just a genuine, like, I'll say this, a rapper.
Soulja Boy.
No, it was Master P. Master P walks in.
He bought you a Pocket PC?
He bought my fucking Pocket PC. What the fuck?
How did that happen?
It was just divine order. Like, it wasn't like I would love to say, like, oh, and we talked, and I just gave, like, I would love to say that. It was literally like he saw me just kind of like you know how you look and you play. Yeah. No. Oh my God. You know how I would die? No, he saw me like playing with the phone. Like, you know how you're waiting. Like, again, I'm waiting for somebody to help me, to assist me. So you know how you're checking the phone out, like, and it slides. So I was playing with it, and how he was just like, oh, and what, you're about to buy that? And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try. Hopefully my card goes through. Because that was like $600 at the time. Like, that was expensive.
That was an expensive.
Like, phones average probably around $200 at the time.
They weren't cheap.
Yeah.
At all. And there was no putting it on your bill and paying it off. Like, no, you got to buy that motherfucker outright.
Again, why it was like, I think I might have had, either I had to wait until I had the money or wait for my paycheck to hit. But again, to explain the fact of why I was there as soon as the money hit. Like, right. I'm there first thing in the morning, like, okay, it's there. I'll be there tomorrow.
My Pocket PC.
And Master P walks in. And what's so crazy is he was by himself. He was by himself. And yeah, he just felt like
helping out.
Choosing.
Back to the story. Okay, we got a little sidetracked. Okay. Back to the story. Where was I at? So I worked.
You vandalized the girl's bike.
No, I did not. We're not gonna put that out there. Can you hear me now?
You scratched it with sandpaper.
I don't even know how to do that. Like, that sounds so crazy to me.
Take the sandpaper.
Like, you know how to do it? I don't. So she worked at Sprint at the time, so I seen her at the party, whatever. She was with a gaggle of bitches
This is fast
who I
forward
thought were bitches, but
how
like they
far
was
later?
good. Huh?
This is how long later?
Maybe like 2 weeks later.
Okay.
Couldn't be no more than 2-3 weeks. So I seen her at the party, just me and my homegirl, whatever. And I'm like, I'm on go. Like, you talk all that shit on MySpace, bitch, bag that shit up. So I'm ready to
But
fight.
when it's time to go.
And my homegirl was like, no, like she with hella females. I'm like, I don't give a. But mind you, I was really about that life, but not really about that life.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I don't give a flying fluke. Like, bitch, they can get it too. Shit, we get beat up. We standing on business. So, I wasn't gonna do nothing because it didn't make any sense. Like, it's just me and her. She with 10 bitches. So they started playing, maybe like Nuck If You Buck or something in the party. And all I see
Everybody
is,
start doing this.
yeah, like she punched in the air and doing, like, are you taunting me? I don't like that. So she's like taking, and mind you, this is when like everybody wore heels, like the yellow.
She took her heels off and started doing like this.
She took her pumps off, stilettos pumps in the club. She took them off and like she punched in the air and doing all type of weird shit. So I'm like, man,
Was she a square door? I don't know the girl.
She was a square.
I don't know the girl personally in any kind of way,
Square,
but I kind of remember this being part of it.
Talk big shit. Big shit. So I'm like, yeah, man, I got to beat this girl up because she's doing a lot. And we're not about to let that slide. So the part of the crew that threw the party, mind you, she did all this stuff. So I'm like,
Do I know the person that threw the party?
Probably like the group of people.
Uh-huh.
I think it was Doughboy, I don't know. So we're literally standing in the middle of the dance floor, and like the one of the promoters is like facing me, and no, his back is to me. She's facing me, and I'm literally like poking him on the shoulder, like, excuse me, because I'm about to punch this bitch. And mind you, his back is to me. She did all this extra shit, and she's looking at me dead in my face. I'm like, excuse me, can you move? And he moves out the way. Clap.
And it was curtains from there.
It was curtains. So she got up, probably knotted her up,
Still pretty.
And she went, I think it wasn't, the party was in like a shopping center. And she went to like Target.
Outside?
Like they kicked her out the club.
Uh-huh.
Even though she got beat up.
Oh, it was in like a strip mall.
Yeah, like a strip mall.
Where Target is?
Where Target is on Maryland Parkway.
Yeah. Oh, you guys were at a party.
We were at a party.
Okay.
And so they kicked her out, and then some of her homegirls, I thought they was gonna jump me, like, but nobody jumped in, and they was like, yeah, she at Target, like she trying to see you at Target. I'm not going to Target.
File another report.
I'm not going to Target. Like,
she wanted to run you over.
You got what you got, and then she like made up this fake story, like I snuck her, like all this other stuff. Like, no, I didn't sneak you. I looked at you in your face. I didn't give you a chance to run up, but you looked at me, and I looked at you, and it was on. I was just that type of person. Then she went online and was like saying all this crazy shit, and she actually got fired for from Sprint for like
misconduct,
threatening somebody over email. Like, she was not a smart girl, but yeah, all that from MySpace because I chose to be a mean girl. But you live and you learn. It is what it is. It is what it is. What's been new with you? I haven't seen you in a minute.
It hasn't been that long.
It's been it's the beginning of summer. Now we're in September. It was the 3rd of September.
You just missed it. Yeah, nothing. Has it been that long since the beginning of summer? Oh.
It's been a long time.
You've been busy.
You've been busy.
You've had a lot going on.
You've had a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
You want to do the movie clip of the week?
Sure. I think I can get it.
Okay.
Wait.
I smell your nappy pussy.
Don't do that movie.
Did you watch it? or were you like the people
I
that
watched
were
it. It's not at all. I was blown away. That's not at all what I thought I was getting signing up for. But
blown
yeah, I
away?
watched
How? Elaborate.
it. I don't really do a whole lot of demon. I don't really deal with dabbling demons. So that caught me off guard, but I was kind of invested in the movie by the time it actually came up. It was kind of a thing like, it's but I don't know that it. I thought the movie was about the lady losing her kids and her like losing Isaiah kind of thing. Like that's what I thought I was
Oh.
getting. Like she lost her kids and she's fighting to get them back, and Monique hates her and Glenn Close is helping. Like now Glenn Close. Okay,
Glenn Close.
I've always had a respect for her.
Have you?
Glenn Close.
You
yeah.
look like a Glenn Close fan.
Yes.
101
I love
Dalmatians.
white ladies. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, I want to say, like,
Do it, bitch.
before Aladdin, 101 Dalmatians was my shit. Like, that was the go-to. That was, like, the
movie.
Yeah. So there's that. But, yeah, I
The wigs. Glenn
good
Close
or bad?
wigs.
Good or bad?
100% good.
Agreed.
The bob.
They used a little bit too much
Got to be.
setting lotion in that.
Real stiff.
A little stringy and
Real
stiff,
not-
but I
real
saw the
frozen.
vision.
Real-
But you know what? That's how it turns out. You roll it up in some Lotta Body and you put it in the microwave, and that's what you get.
The bob.
Scrunch them. You scrunch those curls a little bit.
I know all about
Good
that.
to go. You still put this one in the microwave?
No.
A straw set.
Nice straw set. Yeah. No.
No, I give Glenn Close, like, she deserves 100,000
Both
kudos.
of them. I forget the lady's name, the singer.
Andre Day?
Yeah.
Her too. I know who she is, but I'm not like a follower of hers. So I'm not 100% familiar with her work, all of her work.
Billie Holiday.
I'm familiar with her. Like,
Okay.
not like I don't know who she is. I mean, music-wise. I don't
Okay.
follow all of her
I've
work
heard a
now.
song. I didn't know it was her. Like, I'm in that age range where, like, I know the song. I just don't know
Yeah.
who sings it.
We on the other side, baby.
Yeah. I don't know.
We made it to the other side. Yeah.
Yeah,
Who sang
yeah.
this song? I like that.
Yeah. Do that little dance that you learned from TikTok.
Who was this? Beyonce? I remember one time No 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 came on.
The remix.
Yeah, like the hot one. And my little cousin, this when I say my little cousin, my cousin's child, but like my little cousin was like, "Oh, that's Destiny Child new song."
Like recently. Oh, cute. They don't have a fucking clue.
Like, girl, that's the first one.
They don't have a clue
That ain't
in the
even
world.
the same Destiny Child that you know. But yeah, girl.
They don't have a fucking clue. It's so cute.
And you know what's so crazy? Sorry, we're getting
No, you're good,
sidetracked.
you're good.
But what's so crazy is, like, I always say this in regards to Beyonce. Like, I'm a fan, but I'm not a stan.
Yeah.
You know, like,
I respect her music.
I want in on anything that has to do with her on stage. The music, the radio, like, I'm nothing against it. Whatever. But anything that revolves around her popping, locking, or dropping, I'm all in.
I just asked you if you knew Bucket, and you said no.
I've never heard.
Like a
I've never
mechanical
seen
bull.
it. I told you I don't.
Bucket.
I told you TikTok gets deleted off my phone every so often.
That is cat.
Automatically, I promise. I think it's like
I
3
send you
weeks.
messages all day long with Shamar and Woody.
You send them to my text message.
Sometimes I send them on.
I do, and when I go on, I reply to them. When I go on,
So you'll delete that.
I don't delete it.
It auto delete.
Yeah, like if you have any application that you don't access for however long amount of time, like your phone will automatically offload it. So next time you go to use it, you have to re-download it.
I never knew that.
Cause you stay on all the maps.
The sudden passing of Rich Homie Quan.
You think it was a setup? YSO Woody.
I don't like to think like that. The conspiracy. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I just feel like it's it's just the times that we live in, how like people really don't fuck with you until you gone.
What's so crazy to me is that somebody from our generation or below, that people from our generation or below are still overdosing. Like, that's wild to me. That is wild to me. Like, that's
Yeah.
like an old hoe from the 90s kind of thing.
You
Like,
ever heard of somebody overdosing on crack?
I've heard of all kind of overdose. Like, I know overdosing is a thing. I'm not saying like it's not real. I mean, like, the fact that people are still to that extent. You know what I mean? Like,
But to be 30,
and it may not be that
34
extent. It
and
may
overdose.
be. It may. Yeah. Like, I'm like, in my head, everybody in our generation and below kind of learn from.
The older generation,
Yeah,
the
like,
crack era.
Exactly. Like in my head, at least, like everybody
No,
learned that
it's-
lesson. Like it's done. We don't whatever.
No,
We smoke joints.
they're they definitely are taking hard ass drugs, and
That
like
is so wild to me.
that
Have
is
you ever
scary.
done a hard drug? Yeah.
No, I've never. I've never. So to answer that question, no, I've never done a hard drug. Have I been in a couple accidents?
What's an accident?
Car accidents, and I've been prescribed a
Hard drugs?
Percocet or something. And have I taken it every now and then?
No. Let me rephrase my question.
Okay,
Let me rephrase my question. Have you ever
Taken
tried a hard drug recreationally?
Absolutely not. And the reason why is because, and I've said this sitting on this platform before, my mama and my daddy are fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I know if I do a hard drug, baby, I'm going to lose. I'm already kind of on the cusp.
Yeah.
So if I do a hard drug, it's over with. It's over with. And I don't have an addicted personality, but baby, I'm going
I
to the
say
moon.
the same thing. I don't think I have an addictive personality, but I do think I have. Never mind. I do. I don't think I get addicted to things. I think I get addicted to like
feelings.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's what's scary. I think that's where a lot of people get that.
And
That's addiction.
Like, yeah, like in that specific case, I don't think the high itself, the feeling of being high, is what would get me, or anybody for that case. I think, like, I don't know if that's. I'm sure it's probably an equal amount of people like, oh, they just enjoy the feeling of being high versus like what come like the setting, if that makes sense. Like, you know, people sit around and smoke a blunt and people enjoy that setting of sitting down and the music playing and rolling it and the conversation
I know a couple
flowing
people that
and
actually enjoy,
you know
like,
what I mean,
rolling and smoking.
Yeah, like the
that's
act
the
of.
addiction.
Like, it's not the
high,
it's the act
of like setting the vibes and rolling, like you
yeah.
said, rolling the blunt and like, breaking down the trees.
Now, are the vibes the same with crack? Like, that's the question.
That is the
like,
question.
I am curious. Not to say I've always wondered, but I am curious. Like, what is the set? Like, I know the setting for like smoking weed. Like, I know that setting, and I know it kind of varies, and there's multiple different settings that could be applied. But I mean, like, I kind of know more. I know more or less what I'm signing up for if I sit down in that rotation.
I think it's so funny how we go from like smoking weed to crack.
Because what else?
Like, there's no in between.
What else,
like,
meth?
Like, there's no. I thought about like maybe, but even that, like the psychedelic, I thought about like, oh, I want to like go on vacation, like go to Jamaica.
Do you
and,
know
like,
what I will do?
Eat a shroom, like with my husband. Like, I thought about that, but like, shit, what if I?
Do you know what I would do?
What if I get going and don't come back?
And I've watched a lot of but I've watched a lot of documentaries because I would do. And when I say I would do it, I mean like in a as a legitimate of a way as it could be done. Ayahuasca. It's like it's a psychedelic, but it's supposed to be like it's a ritual more than just doing drugs. It's like a ritual. So like you said, it's a
something
tea.
you drink.
It's a tea. They make a tea out of the
Remember
leaves.
on Snowfall
What happened?
when the the CIA guy went to like
Who was the CIA? I haven't watched it in a long time. The CIA
That's crazy.
guy.
I just rewatched it. The CIA guy who was bringing the coke in
What did he look
to
like?
Franklin. He was white. He was
Okay. Yeah.
Teddy.
Yeah,
Teddy.
yeah,
So
yeah,
he,
yeah.
and they
I'm,
went
I'm
to
just
the.
I'm putting
They
the
went.
characters.
They
I haven't
went to
thought
the
about the
woods.
characters in a
Him
long
and
time.
his girlfriend. They went to the woods and like they made them drink this drink, and it was like really sad. Like it was like a ritual. Like they had
Why
to
don't I
in
remember
order
this?
for.
What season?
This was probably like season 4 or 5.
Why don't I remember this?
I
Okay,
don't
so, I'm listening.
I forgot
Sorry.
a lot of stuff. That's why I went back and watched
Yeah,
it. But yeah, so to say that, like, I'm sure that's probably
No, said it. I want to hear.
no. That's what they had to do. It was a part of the ritual, like a part of
This
the
was
tribe,
before or
the tribal.
after? This was after. Yeah, this was way after that. Okay, season 4.
You know, he was fighting for Nicaragua. Like that was his justification for bringing the coke into the U.S.
Yeah.
So he went back to Nicaragua for something.
See, the thing is, that's like, and I need to go back and rewatch it too.
Yeah.
Because by season 4,
It was probably season 4.
like by season 3, probably, like, you know, like
You
if
were
I
over
watch, not even that I'm over it,
Mhm.
like the first season, I don't know anything that's going on, so I'm paying attention to everything.
Right.
By the second or third
you're
season,
kinda, like,
it's
in
like,
and out.
oh, I know the characters. I know you, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just hearing what happens next, so to say. So that's again why I say I do need to go
I think
back.
they went to
rewatch.
season 5 or 6, but I cannot bring myself to finish watching season 5 because I'm such a horrible person who roots for the villain, and I hate
Who are
that.
you rooting for?
Franklin. I hate that he lost all his money.
Same.
Like
Oh,
I hate
get why
that shit.
he's the-
Like that bothers
I never
me.
looked at him as the villain. He
He's
is
the villain.
He's not the villain.
He's not the villain, but he's the villain. He's the
not
villain.
He's not the villain. He's just the crack dealer, dope dealer. He's not the villain. He's not the villain.
Who's the villain?
The CIA people?
Yeah, he's the villain, but Franklin's the villain.
No, he's not the villain. He's just
not in my eyes.
No.
but
What it
in
is he's the
bigger picture.
He's a, I don't want to say an innocent bystander, but he's
a
a casualty.
He's a
casualty.
He's a victim of his circumstances.
He's a casualty. He's a casualty because the thing is, what I would, if he was working all by himself, which he I mean his uncle, but if he had stayed on the path of just working by himself and just driving up north and going to get it and bringing it back down and selling it and driving back up and having somebody cooking it like that, then I might call him the villain. But the fact that like the country's protectors the fact that the
he
people
was
who
a
knew
villain,
better,
but
he
the
was a
people
big, I
bringing it
think
in
he
was
was
a bigger villain.
I 100% think he was a victim. I 100% would
Nah, he was
if
a
you asked me
willing
to-
participant. He was. I see what you're saying because he was kind of like forced to do it. Like he couldn't stop.
I wouldn't even say forced. I wouldn't even
He
use the word
was
forced.
because remember they would threaten
Over
like
time,
if
over
he
time.
stopped,
Yeah, but I'm
like you
saying
can't
from-
stop. You're
from
not gonna
jump.
stop selling my dope.
Yeah,
Like,
no. Yeah, later on. But I'm saying from jump, I wouldn't say he was forced. Like he chose. He made it. He made a choice, but he made an uneducated choice. You know what I mean?
Well, it was his circumstances. Like, what else did he
That's-
have? He got kicked out of college.
That's what I mean.
His mama was struggling. He was tired of seeing that.
That's what I mean when
He
I
wanted
say
more.
it was
So this is what was going on at the time. Like, shit, I got some
Right.
crack.
But had
Nobody
he had,
knows about this in LA.
had somebody educated him and said, okay, well, you could take that little $80 and do this with it and flip it like this and then take that little 160 and flip that. If somebody had educated him in that way, then I might say, see, but you chose to do this.
But it was still selling dope. You're saying to do it small, but you're still.
You know, here's the thing.
It's like go big or go
Here's
home.
the
Like
thing.
either I'm gonna sell the keys.
I have this thing where
I'ma be
where
the
I
corner
have
boy.
a hard time, and this is me currently in life. I have a hard time being mad at people, and it's not to say like, oh, right is right and wrong is wrong at the end of the day in my head, but I have a hard time like being mad at people for not necessarily doing bad things. I think it's one thing if you do something that's wrong, knowing it's wrong, and you could have did something else, but if you're doing the only thing you know to be right by yourself, I can't really, like, yeah, you did wrong, but I can't be mad at you for it. Like, what was the other option? Be hungry?
Yeah. No, I feel like
You know, like, yeah, it was wrong, but I would, not to say I would have done it too, but the given circumstance, if it was like, well, it's either do this or I'm not going to eat tomorrow, or my mama not going to eat,
I'm gonna do that. I'm going. Yeah.
Listen,
Sign
I've
me
wanted
up.
I've contemplated selling drugs for a pair of shoes, so.
Damn.
I have.
I feel like
it's only because I know I wouldn't be a good drug dealer. Like if I knew I would have been good, if I knew I was good at it, and not to say it was ever offered to me or ever an option on the table. I just mean like, if I knew I was gonna be good at it, I would 100% deal dope. Good dope.
dope is crazy.
Weed,
Selling
marijuana?
dope is crazy. Yeah, I mean, now I don't know. I don't know. Drugs scare me. Now, if you never mind.
No, say it.
If you know a little 1, 2, you got a little play going
You
on.
got a little
I, listen, if I ain't
a
gotta
hot one.
if I ain't gotta walk in nowhere, if it was prison, if I
You'll
was
be the
hot,
getaway
if it
driver.
was between
I'm the driver. You the shooter.
paying my rent and getting evicted, listen, what's the play? And if I don't have to show
Mm.
my name, sign my name, show my face,
But you know what? I watch so many. But yeah, that. But I watch so many. It's kind of like my busy time hobby. Like when I need some background noise. Besides movie and like if besides movies and television shows, like what would you put on?
um, what you mean?
Like I'm saying, if you want to,
Like,
like on. So okay, let me just start over. So I watch so many. Like what I put on in
documentaries,
my time when it's like, oh, I just want to put something
criminal
on.
behavior.
Yes. Yeah, but I watched the interrogation. I watched the whole case, but like the interrogations
So
and
you
all
know how
that.
to be the case.
No, and there was this one guy. Oh my gosh, he was really crazy. I didn't finish it. Yes, I did. They just didn't give a whole lot of detail after that. But he was like legitimate. They didn't say that, but you could tell he was like some type of schizophrenic or maybe not schizophrenic,
Bipolar.
maybe bipolar. Because I don't know that he heard schizophrenic is when you hear voices, right? I don't know that he did that he heard voices, but I think bipolar because what he would do, like they had all these videos. His parents were African immigrants, like they were doing decent as far as I understood, but like they were African immigrants, and he went off to college, and like he did a lot of selfie videos, like just recording himself talking, and in the videos that they were showing, like you could see where he was like kind of over time like getting like losing his mind for lack of a better term. And so he's away at college. The family, the parents, it's the older brother that's away at college, and then there's the younger brother at home, and the parents. The parents have this friend, they're African, so they have this friend back home who comes over and is staying with them, like working, doing whatever, school, whatever he was doing. He was an adult, he was a grown man, but I want to say he was in college, he was in school, like finishing his degree, whatever. So long story short, the son away in college loses his mind and is doing all this crazy stuff, and he eats the man, like cooks him and eats him. The younger brother finds
Seasoned
like
him and cooked him and ate him.
he cooked the man. Like they don't know how much of him, like the body, but he 100% cooked the man and ate him because the younger brother, so the older brother gets kicked out of college behind all this weird stuff he's doing. Like he broke into somebody's dorm room and masturbated on their bed and made a video about it. The guy
This is
who's
a movie.
no, this was a case. Like I was watching the interrogation case. So the guy whose bed it was like basically said like, I know, like we go to school together, I know who he is, but we don't have any. But the video that the guy was making was like they had a beef, like they had an argument, like yeah, this is what happens kind of thing. And yeah, he cooked and ate the parents' friend. And the younger brother found like a foil pan that you buy from like Walmart. He found one of those with the guy's hand in it after like cooked, like it was cooked, like he had cooked it, and gravy, like the hand and gravy in a foil pan.
This cannot be real. I'm sorry. Wait, this was a true story?
Yes, like the guy was psychotic. Like he would catch. Like it started
That's
with him.
beyond psychotic.
It started with him
That's
catching.
demonic.
Yes, it started with him catching like animals and doing it. Well, it started. They said like when they were young, like the dad, like they would hunt. Like the dad would take him to hunt. And
That's
show
how
him,
it
like,
always starts.
yeah, like a rabbit or whatever.
Like
I don't.
killing animals.
Yeah, and then he became curious on his own. So he sets a cage in the backyard and catches a fox. The whole family saw the fox. Like it wasn't a big deal, but the whole family saw like the fox
And
in the
they're
cage.
African people?
Yeah. The whole family saw the fox in the cage and all that. And so fast forward to when the little brother finds the pan with the hand and the gravy.
The fact that he made
he barbecued, like it was, and when I say I might be wrong, but I want to say he barbecued, like it wasn't like, oh, he put it in the oven, like he took time and like basted it, like it made a gravy to go on top. But yeah, He told the little brother that it was the fox.
And they ate it?
So, yeah. So
That's
now,
some dark shit. That is...
Isn't it crazy?
Baby, that's why I stay close to Christ, because...
And away from crack. Close to Christ, not crack.
The shit that can enter your inner matrix and take over...
Yeah.
And make you do some things, some strange things.
What's the movie clip of the week?
That was it. I could smell your nappy,
it was?
your nappy pussy.
Why would they make Glenn say that?
That was so extra. Whoever wrote that was so bored.
Lee Daniels. Nasty
It's
stuff.
so bored. Like, how do you know? How do you smell a nappy pussy?
Like, I smell it, and I know it's nappy.
I know it's nappy.
Like, I know it's nappy. But now I smell it on top of it being nappy. Like, I don't think it was like I smell the naps.
Have you ever smelled somebody's nappy pussy?
No.
Have you ever smelled somebody's sit-down air?
Yeah. I feel like my nose is really sensitive, so not to say like I smell that a lot, but
You smell sit-down air a lot?
not necessarily sit down air, but like I hold my nose a lot because I hate smelling people when they walk by. You know, like somebody, like say you're walking that way and they're walking this way. I don't want to smell you, so I hold my nose. Like I know I will smell you, regardless of.
Have I ever stank?
No. No.
No.
No. I mean, everybody stinks at one point, but I've never smelled you.
I make sure I shower.
That's so nice. That's so nice.
I do. You know, put on smell goods and stuff. Do you use body wash? We had this conversation. We talked about how we wash up.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of size blindness? Like, oh, I'm skinny, but you're really thick. Or I'm not that big.
It's
I
like-
can fit that size, medium.
It's like reverse body dysmorphia.
It's probably body dysmorphia. Yeah.
These new terms. Love them.
Size blindness.
Yeah.
I think I have size
blind.
blindness.
I
Like
feel
for
like that
myself.
at times.
I think I'm
I feel like that at times. Like not in a horrible way. I need to pull myself together, but
I'm
sometimes I look at myself.
slim and trim.
Like, see, but I go back and forth. Like today, I'll be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so skinny.
I'm so skinny.
skinny. It's gross. I'm so skinny." And then tomorrow, I'll be like, "Oh my gosh,
I'm
look
a
at that belly."
Fat lard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tina, the talking tummy. Here comes Shamu.
What movie is that from?
White chick. Tina, the talking tummy.
Yeah, I think I'm. I don't know. I don't think I'm as slim as I think that I am in my head.
Really?
Yeah.
No, you're slim. Like, the world's pretty big right now.
Yeah, like I think I'm smaller than what I really am most of the time. And then I look at pictures like, oh, you're thick as fuck.
No.
You're not tiny.
I do that. That happens to me, like, when I go to... So, I hate trying clothes on in store. I hate trying clothes on in the store. So, I buy everything and I take it home. And I'm like... And then I make another bag to, like, exchange.
Is this your comfortable weight?
Right now? Kinda, yeah. Am I big or small right now?
You're medium.
I don't know where
like
I am.
it's nice. Like you
Yeah.
work like
Chunky.
chunkier. I'm just like, oh, okay, you've been eating.
Yeah.
But now it's like, okay, I feel like, you know, this is your space.
I think so. My arms used to jiggle. Which is so crazy.
Mine I still do.
No, not like that. It was no. Like macaroni jiggle. Yeah. I don't and ask me how I got like and what's crazy like I've never been like even when I was at my biggest I was never like big. I think I was just
'Cause you're
big
tall.
for myself. Yeah, like I was big for myself, so to say. But even then like not being like being bigger than I've ever been but not big. Like, why were my arms so big? Why did it go there?
Mine goes to my face. Like I have the
My face, not my
fattest
neck, but
face.
like, yeah, my face, my arms.
I actually want to get the stuff that makes your jawline chiseled.
What is it?
So it's
I want it.
it's, it's like this injection you can get that makes your like
Fin.
freaking fin. Then that they inject and it like dissolves the fat. So like I hate my side profile.
Oh, you want less fat? I want more fat.
No, I want less fat, like in my jawline, like a little defined, like Kylie Jenner 20.
Like, I don't want a fat face,
20,
but I want it like it's just bone.
Yeah, mine is just fat, so maybe we could trade. Like Kylie Jenner, circa 2016. Like now, I feel like she overdoes it, but like yeah, like this will look so bomb. Like if it was just like chiseled,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a few surgeries.
Coming up.
Yeah.
Your surgery dates. Your surgery dates are near. You're going to a recovery home.
Absolutely. I'm going home.
So you're gonna fly from
I would thug it out.
and take that flight.
So, I just told you. I didn't tell you this on camera, but we went to Jamaica for my birthday, and I passed out.
Yeah.
And my cousin and one of my friends, they're nurses, newly certified nurses, let me say. And that's not a shade, but let me just throw that out there because when I
shady to me.
no, I say that only because when I say newly certified, like within that month, probably less time than that, but like within that month of us leaving to go, they're certified, if that makes sense. So that to say, like,
they resuscitated you.
They were, I mean, so I didn't need resuscitation. But they were just like, I think it was hard for them to turn off. I don't know.
They're
like
nursing?
That's no. Like the opposite. Like that's probably a really hard place to be in, just in general, if you're in any type of health care and anybody that you know or care about like has any type of medical situation. Like I can imagine that that's probably a hard place to be in. Because you care about that. You're not to say you're not supposed to care, but
You're not supposed to have that emotional attachment.
Yeah. So that to say, like, it really wasn't I was dehydrated out the ass, so it wasn't a huge deal. But the way that, like, I'm coming to, like, I passed out. So when I woke up and I'm like, everybody's standing over me, like, the two nurses in the group made it seem like, so I fainted, like. It was a feint. They made it seem like I slammed. So it happened twice. Like I guess I
You
fainted.
passed out twice?
Like I guess I fainted and I woke up and like
okay.
like I wasn't all the way woke up. Like you know what I mean? But I don't know any of that. All I know is I'm waking up. Like tell me what happened. Like I was coherent. Like as I woke up, I was coherent and all that. But like the way they made it sound like was like you passed out, you smacked the front of your, like I thought I smacked the front of my forehead on the concrete twice. Like you passed out twice. Like they were just so like
dramatic.
And everybody was drinking and all that. So of course that was added to it. But what was the reason for us talking about this? Fin?
You were saying that they were newly nursed.
Yeah, they just scared me. But why was I talking about that?
I don't know. Why you were gonna tell the
there was a point,
the
but
congregation why you were passing out? I don't know.
No, what were we talking about?
You were famished? I don't know. You were trying to lose weight? I don't know. We were talking about weight, and then we talked about
how I want to lose weight.
Yeah, and how you have a couple surgeries coming up, and then you bounce to Jamaica.
Oh, yeah. So I passed out in the club, so I'm going
Not
home.
in the club.
So I was in the club. So you asked me if I'm going home for post-care, post-op. I'm 100% going home. These two nurses, new nurses, scared me so, and these are people that I love. These two nurses scared me so bad. They told me that my head would explode if I got on an airplane and go back home. I'm going home. We're gonna check all this out on the other side. I'm
Head
going.
explosion or not?
I'm going
I'm going to the house.
home. I'm getting in my bed before I do anything. I'm getting in my bed. I'm gonna sort this shit out, take a nap, and then wake up
And
and
take
get
my
out of
fucking
my
chances.
bed and do whatever I need to do following.
Why
Like
would your head explode?
I don't know. I think they thought I had like a concussion. It was
An
like you might.
aneurysm or something?
Well, again, remember in my head.
Oh, they thought you hit your head.
Yes.
On the concrete.
Well, I don't know what they thought, but that's what they led me.
Floor.
Yeah, on the dance floor. It was a black and white checkerboard. No, it wasn't. But yeah, like I guess that was like, oh, you might have a aneurysm or you might have a concussion, and mind you, this one of them was my cousin, my actual cousin. So I'm believing everything you fucking tell me. Why are you telling me my head's gonna explode? I'm still getting on the airplane, but why would you tell me that?
Like you're supposed to stay in Jamaica and like wait it out.
Why did you even call this ambulance here? I'm not leaving with these
Jamaican
people.
hospital.
I'm not leaving with these people.
I'm not going to the blood
and if
clot
you turn me
hospital.
over to these people, I'm reporting you to the watch commander.
To the authorities?
To the authorities immediately. I'm not going anywhere with these. I'm not going anywhere with these people. I don't know why you called. I get it. I know in the moment, but
you had too many Bahama mamas. Too many Jamaican.
They had
daiquiris.
the weirdest tequila. They had I'm a tequila drinker. They had the most odd tequila I've ever. It's
Jamaican tequila.
They didn't know. First of all, we're at an all inclusive, so obviously like liquor is included in that. And you know when you go to an all inclusive,
they didn't have Don Julio.
You know when you go to an all inclusive, they're not giving you top shelf. They're not giving you top shelf, unless some of them.
Mexico had Don.
No. It depends. I will say it depends on the
country,
the resort itself. The actual, and when I say the resort, because now that I'm thinking about it, there was another resort in Jamaica that we could have booked that had top shelf.
You stayed at the Rui.
Rio. How did they set it on Prices Right the other day? They might have said Roy.
The Rui.
Yeah.
The party resort.
Don't do there.
That's why you was in the club passing out, because you party too hard. At the party, all inclusive.
You know I'm not a partier. I definitely did not party hardy. Not that hardy.
Not that hardy.
Not that hardy. Not that hardy. It was a long day. But yeah. Point of the story is I'm going home. Post-op, pre-op, in-op, I'm going home. Take me home.
I passed out a couple times after my BBL and had to go to the hospital and have like a blood transfusion.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, my blood pressure was low and like my blood was low, I guess. Yeah. But according to my cousin who was taking care of me at home, said I passed out like 5 times.
5 times?
Yeah.
Like back to back or overtime?
Like, no, like back to back. Like I just kept like fainting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is scary.
I'll do it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lay me on the table. I'll take my chances.
Do you know what the one, like, what is the, never mind.
What is
yeah. The one thing that, like, somebody could tell me, like, it's a 50. I'm not supposed to say
You're going to take your chances?
Yeah. What if somebody legitimately told you like this surgery has a 50-50 chance of you making?
It depends on the surgery.
What surgery would you risk that for? Would you take that risk for?
None now. But if I gain weight,
you're gonna think I'm so horrible. You're gonna think I'm shallow
as fuck.
You're gonna think I'm shallow. You're gonna think
you would lay on the table right now if they told you it's a 50-50.
What do you think I'm gonna tell you? But what do you think I'm about to say?
The tummy tuck.
No. I mean, I would do that, but not on a 50-50 chance. I only have 8 ounces of tummy up. I'll figure it out. These teeth, if they told me, like, if we take those teeth out and put new ones in, like, we can take them all out and replace every last one of them.
Every last tooth.
Even the toothus, the one you don't like. Even that one. We'll replace all of them. But there's a 50% chance you might not make it.
I'm going to live with
I'd tell them, my mouth would say, let me think about it for some time. Give me 24 hours, but my hand would be signing the paper while I was saying that.
Unless I'm gumming it, nah. I'm going to figure out these teeth.
No, I want to go holla at whoever Cardi B talked to. I want to go, have an in-depth conversation with them.
Her teeth are good? One of the best?
I haven't done that comparison to see who I would say the best is. Who would you say, Nene? Her teeth are kind of big.
Glorilla, but she's. If I was to go get the teeth done, I'm going to Dr. Q. I'm going to Gorilla's Dr. Q.
Let me see.
Cardi B set is good. Tia can't, baby.
Okay, can I? Okay, sorry.
Her teeth are it.
Can I just say, and I listen to a lot of podcasts, mind you, that is the most boring podcast I've ever heard.
Who?
The Auntees.
It's all over the place.
There's no structure.
None.
Yeah, they're boring. They're not.
But I really like Tia.
They're better. Like, you know where they would excel? Clarissa. Do you know where they would excel? I think Clarissa's the one. I think she's the one that might have, like...
She's level-headed.
She's the one that might have, like, regardless of that, aside from that, might just actually have what it takes...
To do a sit-down podcast.
Yeah, to be in front of the camera, so to say.
Yeah,
agreed. I think so.
I think Tia does, too.
Tokyo Tony just, I mean, she wants to be heard. So somebody hear her. Somebody hear what she's saying.
Listen,
she wants somebody to hear her so bad. She just, what I've come to the conclusion of, she just needs, good or bad, she needs the attention.
Yeah.
She wants somebody to see her. She wants somebody to, yeah.
Showing your pussy is crazy. Whether it was, whether you have
like,
really
how old are you going to be when you stop popping on videos, Instagram videos? Like, how many times how old are you going to be when I no longer see your leg lifted in the air? I have to keep seeing Tokyo Tony's leg lifted in the air at 80 years old.
She showed her pussy.
Let me see. You saw it?
They didn't show it, but she lifted her leg. Well, she lifted her leg up and she showed
like
her coo nanny.
On the show?
On the show.
Okay. I only watched one full episode and I couldn't even...
it's background noise for me. If I tap into it.
Like, you guys are in a whatever.
That's an overstimulating show. It's just too much talking at once and nobody's really listening. And we're not really getting to the nitty gritty of the questions because I have questions for some of these guests.
And the thing is, like, what's so crazy is, and maybe they just haven't gotten to this point. Maybe Lemuel is, grooming them.
Lemon.
Is it lemon?
Lemon pepper.
Yeah.
Lemuel.
Maybe he's just getting them ready for what they will be, but it's like they're using their personalities against them versus these personalities could work so well
together
with you, for you. You know what I mean? Like, again, if Tokyo Tony just knew how to wait her turn, like, why are you cutting every question that these ladies ask?
Why are you so angry?
Why? Who? You know what about you a brand new Altima? Do you know? Yeah. I would love for somebody to say, here's a brand new. I could have a Rolls Royce. If I was paying a car note on that Rolls Royce every month, please give me this Altima.
Paid off.
You want to trade? You can have that if you want it. I'm just going to get rid of it. So you can have it if you want it.
I don't know.
She's just so I don't even know that she's unhappy. I just feel like that's the only, I feel like this about a lot of people.
That's the only emotion they know is anger and frustration.
That's the only way they know how to express emotion. They may feel or, other emotions on the inside, but I feel like I feel like that about a lot of, I think I've said this before, but I feel like that about a lot of people in relationships. I feel like some people only know how to be unhappy, and it sounds, it's probably not going to make sense for me to say it that way, but I feel like some people only know how to
not
be
even just
unhappy.
relationships, in life.
Yeah.
You ever talk to somebody and it's like they really don't have much to say unless their life is in shambles?
Yeah.
And that type of, and what I've learned is that those type of people are destructive to my mental health because I'm such a...
And you know what? You're such a what? Sorry.
A person who's trying to find that happiness and whatever that is in whatever moment, anytime I wake up throughout my day, just trying to key in on like little pieces of happiness.
Yeah.
that, and when you get that phone call or that person is like around you and it's like it fucks with my mental health. So good or bad, I can't deal with those people
You talk about me a lot for this.
for not answering the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's 1,000 things that I could say, oh, because of this, because of that. But like, it kind of all leads back to it. Like, back to what you just said. Like, I just have to consider where I am mentally. And it's not to say I'm mentally distraught at the moment or I'm like, I just have to consider where I am mentally. And if I'm in a sad place, I'm very conscious of that because when I'm sad, and I can admit this, like, I'm that person, like, when I'm sad about something or just upset in general in any kind of way, like, I kind of want to sit in it for a little while. I kind of want to sit in that.
Probably needs to sit in it.
Yeah, like
to figure out what it is and how to
or
get
just
out.
Like that. But personally, I'm starting to realize, like, for myself, if I can sit in an emotion that I don't 100% understand. And like just kind of live with, even if it's just for 8 minutes, like if I can just kind of live with it for a little while, like leaving out of that, I feel like, oh, I can deal with this again. Like, you know what I mean? Like
You've conquered it.
Not to say like, oh, it'll never come up because now, but if and like
now I know what this feels like.
Yeah,
I
like,
know what to expect when it comes back up.
It won't hit me so hard next time. It won't be so distracting. It won't be so, you know what I mean, detrimental. It'll just be another drop in the bucket, so to say. So that to say, like, I'm very conscious of, like, I don't want to, while I'm in that mood of, like, I'm kind of in that 10 minutes where I want to be sad. I want to be mad. I want to be, you know, I think at
least. And you don't want to impose those feelings on anybody else, so you just shut everything off.
Correct. I don't want to impose those feelings on you. I don't want you to try and give me rationale when I'm looking for.
I don't want you to,
like, I'm being honest.
Don't
like,
make sense
like,
of my shit.
No, because there are times where it's like, I need somebody to talk me off. I'm looking for somebody to talk me off the ledge. There are times where I need you to help me make sense of this. But there are also just as many times where
sit in it.
I just kind of, like, if I might call you, but I don't want you to talk me off the ledge right now. I want you to be mad with me. Cuss that bitch out with me. Tell me how she was wrong. Yeah, be real with me. I'm not saying don't be honest with me, but save the honest for
where she had me fucked up.
Yeah. Be mad with me. That she said that. That she did that. Tomorrow, tell me where I was wrong. Tomorrow, calm me down. Tomorrow, you know, be realistic with me. But right now, or later on tonight even. But right now, I just kind of want to be mad right now. Help me be mad for a little while, friend. Can you be mad with me? So that to say, like, I'm, you know, I just kind of,
I'm totally the opposite. Like, if I'm mad, like, I don't know. If I'm upset at something, we're probably saying the same thing. Like, I don't even want you to know.
Yeah, like, it'll make
I'm mad.
If I'm in the middle of being upset about something and I call you to be upset, like I said, I'm assuming that you understand. You're not gonna know that without me telling you, but assuming you just read my mind and know I just want you to be upset with me, like, if you do the opposite and try and talk rationale,
I'm mad at you now.
I will start crying and screaming at you. Like, that's not what I called you for. But that, again, to the fact of, like, I've conditioned myself to where it's like, get on the other side of this before you start talking to people. Like, even if it's just a mood for the day, like, work upset me or whatever, like, just get on the other side of that before you start dealing with people. You know?
Yeah.
I'm just conscious about it.
I'm very, like, I'm not as bad as you, but I'm bad at, like, shutting people out when I'm in my moods. And I don't want to be that way because, like, I don't want to be that person who doesn't want rationality or doesn't want advice or doesn't want somebody to talk
like
to
that.
them.
But everybody's like that. Again, I'm not saying across the board, but I'm sure everybody feels that. And you may not realize it, but just like if you get off the phone and you going off with somebody and you call your husband immediately following to tell him what happened and guess what she just said and guess what she just did. And he's like, well, you know, X, Y, Z.
That's such a disappointment when you, like, what you're
when
saying.
they're not mad with you.
Yeah,
can you just be,
and you're
give
trying
me
to
10
tell me
minutes.
I'm crazy. Like,
give
now
me
I'm
10
tripping.
minutes.
Now I'm pissed at you because
like,
you got me fucked up too.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I'm gonna feel bad later because you didn't
Cause
do
why you not
nothing.
on my side?
But not I'm gonna feel bad because not because why you're not on my side, because why am I mad at you because you was being honest with me? I shouldn't be mad at you because you was
Yeah,
being, you know what I
that's the
mean? Like,
rational
you was just being
side of
honest.
it.
Like, whether
Yeah,
I wanted to hear it or not, it was
yeah,
true. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So
But that's the gamble you take when you try to call people and like. That's why I tell people like, don't call me in crisis mode.
I don't know how to be anything but realistic, like just being honest. So if you call me in the middle of something, it's not that I don't understand, but I'm ready to talk solutions. And this is even though I'm expecting opposite in
Mm-hmm.
my situation. But if you call me, I'm gonna be like, okay, so maybe we just need to do this. Okay, so I'm gonna call my friend and he knows how to like. I'm
Mm-hmm.
ready to start helping you figure
Figure it
out
out.
solutions. And
When you answer the phone.
yeah, yeah.
That's a 50-50.
I haven't had my. I turned my ringer on probably like 8 days ago because I was waiting on like a, like, you know, you call
Yeah.
like a something
And then they're
and
calling you back.
yeah. So I
Mm.
turned my ringer on.
And then you got
No,
some
that's
calls you
not
didn't
why.
want.
I remember why, but
You got some calls you didn't want.
no. It just felt crazy. Like, I turned it on because I was waiting for you to call, actually. So it just felt crazy. Like, but calls, stuff was coming through,
Mm.
like notifications of just stupid stuff, and it just felt crazy. Like, I haven't heard my phone ring in I don't know how many years. I don't know how many years since I put a ringer on and let it just stay on. The last time I remember having, no, that wasn't then. Probably around 2010. That's the last time I actually
14
remember.
years ago.
That's the last time I remember just having my phone, like,
Ring.
the ringer on. Like, oh, it's
Does the
on.
ringer disturb you?
It
Like the ring
triggers.
itself, yeah.
It triggers my anxiety really
Mm.
bad. Really, and I wish I had a full explanation for it. I don't. It triggers my anxiety really bad. Like, my heart starts palpitating. Like, all, like I'm being. I am being funny,
But
but
you're being serious.
yeah, you think I'm being fun, just being funny, but no,
I know
like,
you're serious.
it's a
Because
real,
you don't
like,
answer the phone.
I
But
don't even look at it.
I literally, I picture you just like looking at the phone ring.
No.
Like,
Like, that's even worse. That's even worse to look at it like, because now I know. Like, now I know I know. Like, no. That, like, no, I never. I don't see the phone until I look at it. Like, like there may be that one off time where I just pick it up to look at it and it starts ringing, but no, usually it's a missed call or a text message that I see.
I mean, it's valid. Like, I used to get upset about it. Like, why my friend don't answer the phone? Like, he don't call back. He don't answer the phone.
I hate the phone. I wish we didn't have. I
But
wish we didn't have phones.
I feel like being around you, I've learned you, and I don't take it personal anymore. And I've kind of adopted some of those ways because it's like I have authority over whether I want to speak to somebody or not, whether they want to
Yeah.
speak to me or not, whether I'm in the mood to even talk to them, or whether I have the mental capacity to
Yeah,
talk to them.
because
Because I got shit going on too,
people
and like
and
I said, I don't. It's a choice.
I used to feel like this. I'm saying people, but I was once. I'm still kind of included in those people, but I was once fully included in those people. But I think people feel an obligation. And that's something specifically that exactly what you're saying, but like that's something specifically that I'm like, I can't be obligated to that.
Right.
I can't carry that obligation.
Yeah.
But it seems so small. It seems so minuscule. It seems like a drop in the bucket, like not even a real thing. But the obligation of a phone is such a big obligation. I don't have kids. You have a really small kid, so it's not a thing yet. But there's going to come a day where it's like, no, you really are obligated.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
really do have
Yeah,
to
of
be
course.
tied.
Yeah.
And that's a big obligation to me, and for me at least. That's a really big obligation to be tethered to your phone and have to answer and have to respond and have to talk to.
And I know you say you don't know where your anxiety comes from with the phone, but mine comes from literally like for so many years I've dealt with people like that who call you and like
Throw up in your lap. Yeah.
and that's the only time they call. It's never, hey, I'm just calling to check on you, like, or I'm just calling, I'm coming in town, or see
Yeah.
what you got going on. And for a long time, I've held that anxiety, and I kind of that kind of flowed over into my other relationships with people that are just like, I'm literally just calling to check on you. Are you okay?
I can say that I'm not going to say the whole thing, but like probably a lot of my anxiety towards the phone is um like self-doubt,
Mm.
for lack of a better term. Like, I hate hearing my voice. I don't know, just a lot of again, not saying that's the only thing, but that's a big part of it. Self-doubt. There's some of what you're talking about, like it's only going to be bad news, like it's always
Mm.
bad news. There's some of that.
Mm.
There's some of somebody's going to ask me for something and I'm
Mm.
going to be obligated to do something that I don't want to
Mm.
do, or
Mm.
go somewhere I don't want to go,
Go
or
somewhere where I don't want to go.
that
Company I don't want to keep.
or yeah, somebody that wants to come by is going to want to stop by.
That right
Like,
there,
it's
especially with having a new baby, like that has like,
yeah.
and I hate, and like I said, I've dealt with postpartum and I feel like I'm still dealing with it. And that was a part of it, like not wanting to be around people, but also just wanting to like, I don't know. I feel like I feel inadequate, kind of what you're saying. Like I feel inadequate if I show up and I'm like, I'm not having a good day.
Yeah.
I'm kind of bummed.
Can I tell you, I've adopted that verbiage.
Mm.
I'm having a bad day.
And that's okay.
I when I say I've adopted that, meaning I've adopted using that in with people. Like, not that I had a hard time saying that before. It's not that I had a hard time. It was more so like I don't know how to say or what to say, or you know what I mean. Like, what do I say so that you understand that I'm just not there right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my new thing. I'm having a bad day. Can I call you later?
Yeah.
I'm having a bad day. Can we talk another time?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know I told you I would call you. I'm just having a bad day.
Yeah.
Whatever you make, whatever sense you need to make of that in your own head.
I wish more people like felt okay with saying that, because like I said, I'll just ignore you, and I probably need to adopt that. Like,
No,
I'm just having
I
a bad
ignore
day.
too. You know,
I'm just like, yeah, you ignore, but I don't want to talk to you because I don't even want to tell you I'm having a bad day.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
I'm
same.
not. Oh, I don't even feel like talking. Like,
we're
how
adults
I
now.
feel like that's the rudest. It's rude to hear. Like, girl, I don't feel like fucking talking.
But we're adults, and we need to be able to be honest and speak. As long as we're being respectful, we need to be able to be honest and use our
That's
words
true,
and for exactly what they mean. And if I'm legitimately having a bad day, that's on you if you're offended by that, because that statement had nothing to do
with you.
It did not mention you not once. It only mentioned one person, that person being
That's
myself.
true too. But
So that's on you. And that's something else that I'm trying to learn is I feel bad. Not, I'm trying to get the right verbiage. I hold myself accountable for a lot of stuff that I probably shouldn't. If that makes any sense. Like, your feelings in situations that I shouldn't even be thinking about your feelings, because this isn't a situation where, not to say where your feelings don't matter, but this isn't a situation where feelings come into play.
Yeah.
Yours or mine.
Yeah.
The situation is what it is. I'm not in that mood, and that's just what it comes down to.
It is what it is.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, oh, I feel bad or I feel good about it and you feel bad. Like, no, you feel how you are having an XYZ day and I'm having an ABC day. And that's...
That is.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
So, yeah, I've started telling people. It's not a good day. It's not a good day to talk.
It's not a good day.
Probably need to tell more people that.
Yeah.
Bill collectors and what?
Today's not a good day.
I'm so sorry. It's not a good day.
I'm so sorry.
Try again next year.
I do not have your $51.
I have it, but I still don't want to give it to you. It's not a good day.
It's not a good day.
It's not a good day.
To pay it.
I got it. I just don't want it. No.
That is, I probably need to tell a couple people that.
I feel like a lot of people need to say that.
It is also, on the other side of it, is also there's some people that I need to tell that I don't like how, you ever have somebody that calls you and it's like, it's all about, like, for example, it's all about, like, what's going, like, okay, so let's plan we about to do X, Y, and Z, or turn up, or like, it's like, I don't even listen. My
like,
baby
can we
just
start at IHOP? Can we
my
start
baby
planning
just had
that?
a fucking blow. Like, I'm cleaning up shit right
like,
now.
my mental is not there.
I'm
My
not
capacity
there.
is not right there.
And then if I tell you, and on the other side of that, if I tell you, like, yeah, like, I'm dealing with this
Because
right
you know what
now.
happens in those situations, and this is me agreeing with you.
Mm-hmm.
You need to, like, not you, but people need to be more honest about those kind of
Mm-hmm.
situations. You know what happens? You're cleaning baby shit. The phone rings, and somebody is so excited about life. I mean, so excited about life and ready just to enjoy it with you. And you hate life right then.
Like,
And so you blow them
mm-hmm.
off, and you're like, oh, and you try and be nice, but it
Mm-hmm.
comes off as blowing off, even though you're
Mm-hmm.
trying to use nice words.
Mm-hmm.
And then a day passes, and you're like, oh, I got invited to something. Let me
Mm-hmm.
call and follow up on that. I'm in a
Mm-hmm.
better mood.
Mm-hmm.
And they feel blown off, and they're like,
I don't want to talk to you no more because you didn't want to talk to
well,
me.
it's
Mm-hmm.
just gonna be us.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, I was just telling you because we gonna be there, but if you
Now
ain't.
I don't want to come.
Yeah, like, it creates this snowball effect, so to
Of like
say.
nothingness. Like I was literally just dealing with my own shit.
Like, you offended by me, and now I'm
I'm
offended
offended
by
by
you,
you.
and you offended back. But, like, it as opposed to just, and the reason why, and to the world, including your and my defense, to everybody's defense, as far as like why that's not more common, everybody's not mentally,
Intelligent, emotionally intelligent.
emotionally and mentally intelligent enough to receive that and take it for what it actually is,
They interpret it.
versus turning it into something about them.
Interpretation.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody doesn't speak everybody's language.
Perception.
I fully believe, like, I fully believe I'm supposed to speak. Anybody that I interact with on a personal level, at least, like, I feel like I'm supposed to be able to speak your language. You know, I feel like I'm supposed to be able to talk to you how you understand, or how you like being talked to.
Meet you where you are.
Yeah, yeah. And it may not be, you may understand the way I like talk. And I'm saying this from as a person who understands that I talk in circles, and I say things the way that they present themselves in my head, which doesn't always make sense in the world. You know what I mean? Like, coming out, it doesn't always make the same sense it made inside. But yeah, everybody's not ready to receive that in.
So this is what I learned and learning for me.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I talk to people how I.
Want to be talked to?
Nope. I talk to people how I need to talk to you.
But that's what I'm saying. And it's not to say, like, that's why I say how you want or need to be talked to, because you might want to be talked to like this. You might understand when I talk like my way. But right now, I need to talk to you. Like, I need to get down and get on my knees and really talk to you and look you in your eyes so you understand what I'm saying. That's the only way you're going to understand me. Versus, okay, let me cuss you out how I like to cuss people out. And that don't mean nothing to you. That's a drop in the bucket to you. Versus if I say it like this, and I put my finger in your face, oh, something's going to click. And like,
now you're gonna understand.
yeah,
Now
yeah,
I'm talking
it
your
triggers
language.
something different. Versus, I feel like people take arguments as a challenge. Our world today, like, I feel our community, let me say that. I feel like our community takes a lot of like I feel like if me and you were having some type of disagreement, my objective, and I might be cussing you out, I might be going off, but my objective is always going to be to, like, argue my point. And not to make you agree with my point, but just so that you understand why I'm saying what I'm saying.
Where I'm coming
Yeah,
from.
like, you may never agree with me, but if you say, like, oh, okay, I understand why you said that. I don't agree with you, but I get why you would think like that. That my goal is attained.
That's constructive.
You get what I'm saying? Like, and again, it's not to say that I don't yell and scream and cuss and do all that if it goes there.
But it gets tangled up. It gets lost in translations in the midst of the cussing and the antics and how you deliver.
Yeah.
So it's not, of course, what you say is how you say it.
Exactly.
So if you deliver to me shitty, I'm gonna receive it shitty, and I'm not even hearing it.
And you're gonna take that as a challenge of I can outdo you. I can double up on that.
I cuss better than you.
Yeah. As opposed to, like, wait,
Really
triggering something that says, wait, let me say that again.
Yeah.
Let me understand that. Wait,
So listening to understand versus listening to respond.
versus hearing. You heard me. You heard what I said. You didn't listen. It didn't process, but you heard it. You heard me yell it. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean when I say, like, I fully believe in speaking every person. If you're a person, I don't want to say there's only a few people, but the only people that I'll ever have a full-fledged argument with are people that I actually love and care about. So if
Yeah.
you're somebody that I'm actually arguing with and not blowing off like, you ugly, you dusty, your breast stink, let me get out of here. Bye. Bye, ugly. Bye, ashy.
Bye, Brokey.
Yeah, like if you're somebody that I'm actually going back and forth with and
Shout out to
arguing
Lotto.
with, I feel like I have to be able to speak your language at that point. I have to be able to. And it's not to say like I have to talk like you and use the words you use every time we communicate, but when I'm trying to relay a message to you, I need to be able to say it in the language that you understand.
I struggle with that so bad, and I've been made to be a villain in certain situations
because you say it how you want to say it.
Because it's not necessarily me disrespecting them or like cussing them out. It's too direct, and I don't know how not to be direct. And you ever talk to somebody and try to speak reason to them and keep it real with somebody who can't even fucking keep it real with themselves? Somebody who lies to themselves every motherfucking
What's
day.
a pet peeve? What's your arguing pet peeve? Like you and whoever, you and your husband are arguing. Like what's the pet peeve? Like you don't have to tell me your personal business. But
Right,
I'm saying like what's the
pet peeve is shutting down.
Ooh.
Like the shutdown.
I dealt with the shutter down.
Because like you said, I'm arguing with you because I love you and I care about you and I
want to figure this out. I'm arguing because I care to figure this out. And it should be
constructive. You know what I'm saying? Like the outcome of it should be you understanding where I'm coming from and me understanding where you're coming from. Regardless if you agree or not, we can agree to disagree all day long. Like that is okay. Like I hate people who are unsettled because we don't agree. Like it's okay to disagree.
Yeah.
It's fine. You see things your way.
Because
I see it my way.
My thing is just like I said, just like you're saying right now, I'm arguing the point. Like I'm arguing to bring us to some type of middle ground. You know what I mean, for lack of a better term. So I want to. So when I'm arguing, I genuinely want to understand. I'm arguing because this shit makes no fucking sense. You sound crazy right now. Make this make sense. Please. You sound stupid right now. Make it make sense.
Make it make sense.
Oh, okay. I still don't like it, but okay.
But okay.
I still don't like it. Yeah.
You may have thought that or saw that. But the shutting down, I will blow this whole shit up. Because don't shut down on me.
See,
I'm not even worth the argument. Like, Nick, get in the motherfucking paint.
I'm a recovering shutter downer. So that, not to say it doesn't bother me, but that I kind of take that with a grain of salt, so to say. It does bother me. It does bother me, but it's kind of like my karma. You used to shut down. You getting your payback. All right, you won. So all right, we'll talk about it next week.
That's how you view that.
But my pet peeve is diverting off topic. Why are you? We're not arguing about that.
What happened last week?
We're not arguing. We're arguing about this pot right here in this sink. Why are you telling me about the plate from 2 weeks ago? We're arguing about this pot right here. We can talk about the plate, but let's finish this right here.
And don't try to bring it up because now I brought up the pot.
That's pet peeve number 2. Don't wait until I bring, because I'm good for and this goes back to me saying, like, I feel like we live in a community where everybody is challenged. But I'm such a vocal, and it's not, and I'm not saying it does or does not come off like, but on my end, it's not to argue. It's not an argumentative spirit. It's, I've held stuff in, I've held stuff in the past, and I don't like that feeling. So,
now you have to get everything off your chest.
Yeah, right then and there. Yeah. Because let's put it on the table. And again, I know the way I say things, and this is why I'm so conscious about how I talk to people, because the way I talk to myself in my head is not how most people enjoy being talked to by somebody else. You know what I mean? Like it like you're saying, very direct, very straight to the point, cut the bullshit. Like that's how
I want to be talked to.
Same.
Because don't call
Same,
me and be like, how's your day?
Same, but I also understand why that doesn't feel good. But I agree with you.
Like, get straight to it.
Yeah, but I also know it doesn't feel good. It's like ripping the Band-Aid off. It hurts. It doesn't feel good, but all right, we got to do it. You know what I mean? So, but no, I'm so conscious about how I say stuff, so I know, like, but at the same time, I'm such a, okay, so this bothered me this morning. Let me say, I thought about it, it's now the afternoon. This bothered me at 8. It's now 12. I've thought about my words or how I want to say it. I just want to tell you that when you left that there, I don't like, can we, how, and I'm paraphrasing and I'm making it cute for the camera, but I know it comes off a different way, but it's really just me getting straight to the point. Everybody doesn't appreciate that, so it's kind of hard to.
Because now you're aggressive.
Yeah, it comes off. That's exactly what I get. Why are you so aggressive?
Like, why are you even? Yeah.
Like, damn, I can't ask you to pick your drawers up. How am I supposed to ask you? How was I supposed to say it?
I get that a lot. Now I'm the aggressor.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm okay with being.
You have to be okay with.
I am okay.
Being whatever
you paint the picture.
They label you as. That's what you labeled me as.
I'm not gonna argue with your thoughts.
Yeah.
Whatever you.
That's
think
the
of
box you put me in.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna sit here.
I'm gonna live there.
But when we done, I'm gonna crawl out this box.
Yeah.
I'm getting the fuck out of here.
That doesn't.
But I'll sit when I'm sitting with you. I'll sit in this. But this the box you want me in. This the box I'm gonna be in.
That don't affect me. Baby.
Yeah, that's where you gonna put me. That's where you see me at. All right. But I'm getting out this box
Yeah.
because I got some other shit going on in them 2 boxes. You know what I mean? Like, it comes off as aggressive. So that to say, like, it's hard to be transparent with people.
Very.
It's hard. It's so. And when I say it's hard, I mean it's hard to be transparent because of what we're saying, but 2, because I know what we're saying is the case before it even gets to the point, like before the words even come out, when you're still trying to muster up the energy to say it to somebody. It's hard because you're an asshole and you don't know how to process. You don't know how to just take criticism in any kind of way. I feel like I can, and I feel like you should be able to take, constructive.
I need it. Because here's the thing. For me, I live so much in my head about me.
So much.
And I think I'm this person that I'm really a bitch in real life to people. Like, I'm just saying.
Do you know how many times I have to tell myself throughout the day, nobody's looking at you. Get out of your head. Nobody's paying attention to you.
So it's refreshing to me. Because to me, that's love, right? When you can tell somebody straight how it is. Like, I have sisters, but like my cousins are like my saving grace. Yeah. And they have told me, like, bitch, like, you a selfish ass bitch and you just ran it down to me. I need that because I never had that. You see what I'm saying? Like, I just dealt with people like tiptoeing around me and talking about me. You know what I'm saying? To other people. So when you tell me, like, bitch, you're a bitch to my face.
If that's the case,
like,
if you're
shit.
Yeah,
like,
if
I probably am.
Not to say if you're backing it up, but if there's stuff to back that up, absolutely. I'll
take that.
I'm gonna be annoyed, and I'm gonna want to tell you about yourself once we finish. But tell me, because I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna go process it. And even if I don't accept it willingly, even if I don't accept it very demure like in the moment, I'm still, regardless of regardless of how that transaction goes, of you telling me about myself, I'm 100% every single time I'm told anything about myself going to go home and process that to make sense of, is this true or is this bitch just talking shit to try and get to me? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I have to make sense. I've had so many arguments where I realized, like, you just wanted to hurt my feelings because you didn't have nothing else. We was arguing and you wanted to say something to me. Okay. I've had so many of those instances to where it's like, I now have to process, okay, is this real? Like, am I really like this? Or are you just trying to say something?
Or hurt my feelings.
Or am I like this, but it's not as big a deal as you're making it seem. You're trying to blow it up and make it seem like I'm much worse than I am, when really one time I forgot to answer the phone, but you make it seem like you can't call me for nothing. Not saying you, I'm just saying in general. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you blowing something out of proportion, or are you really telling me some shit that I don't want to hear, but you really being honest with me? You know what I mean?
And then regardless of how it comes out, it's out of love.
Yeah. Yeah.
From love.
Yeah, no, I guess she's on crack. Movie quote of the week. What movie?
Mean Girls.
Yes.
Yeah, I just said you did crack.
Now I guess she's on crack.
It's a creator on my TikTok who I had to block because you don't have TikTok, but
I have
allegedly.
TikTok. I have TikTok.
But she's a black girl in Atlanta, and she talks about crack all day, and she just says like she's a recovering crack addict, and that's, I don't know if I talked about this, but that was just so triggering to me. Like, why? I mean, I've never done crack, but like to sit on this platform on Keith Lee's TikTok and say like
It's Beyonce's TikTok, but all right.
and talk about crack all day, like that to me is like, you now you about to go smoke some crack.
Nah, you smoke crack, don't you?
Yeah, you smoke crack before
I
you
know
like
smoke
before
crack.
you press
That's how we got here.
play on the video because on record, because like, why are you talking about crack all day? I don't know. I just hated her content, and it just kept showing up.
I talked about crack a lot. Not online, but I talked about crack a lot. I'm just thinking. I'm processing. I'm processing. You told me something I didn't want to hear. I'm processing it. I actually talk about crack a lot. Not online. I don't go on video talking about it, but I do talk about it.
It's either weed or crack.
It's one or the other.
Never both.
Yeah.
What's the moral of this story, Prince?
Moral of the story is, regardless of how they're going to take it, always be honest with people about what you're feeling right then. And tell them if they're the problem.
Yeah.
You're my trigger. You're my trigger right now. Sorry. Sorry I can't do it with you.
Sorry I don't like talking.
Yeah. What's your moral?
My moral is, it's okay to be the villain. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. You're going to live.
Jafar wasn't that bad. Neither was
He
Scar.
really wasn't.
Have you seen the trailer for the new Lion King, the Mufasa movie?
No.
I can tell you this because it's in the trailer. So, we'll talk about it next time.
Like, every villain has an origin story. Like, you know.
Okay, I just have to say this because
Okay,
we're talking about
go
villains.
ahead.
So, we know how Scar is like the villain of Lion King.
The worst villain ever.
Yeah. Mufasa's like the saving grace, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, the whole thing starts... Mufasa and Scar are not brothers.
So it's going back.
Yeah. Mufasa was... I don't know if he was necessarily an orphan. They didn't show that in the trailer. But he didn't have parents. Scar took him home to his parents. His parents ended up liking Mufasa and made him the king.
I love Mufasa. So that's Scar's origin story.
Origin story. It was warranted a little bit. Not warranted, but it was able to be spoken to.
If somebody asks you what's your villain origin story, what would you tell them? How did you become a villain?
When did I become the villain? No, that's a good question. Let me think for just a second. When did I become the villain? I became the villain.
When you turned your ringer off in 2010?
Yeah. No, you're laughing, but yeah. Yeah, it was kind of a spiral effect from there now that I'm thinking about it. Like, yeah, like that was the start. And then, yeah, around 2010.
Yeah.
When did you become a villain? When you vandalized that girl's bike.
I feel like, I hate saying stuff like that because it's like, we've talked about this. But I feel like I've always been the villain. I feel like once I started speaking up for myself and just...
Nobody's always been the villain. Nobody's always been the villain.
I've always been the villain.
I don't think anybody comes out the villain. I think something,
Triggers,
not to say makes you, but something like
triggers the
sparks
villain
it.
in you.
Yeah. I don't think anybody comes out just a villain. I think
once I started to step into who I wanted
what age
to
range?
be,
Elementary, middle, or high school?
I would definitely say after high school.
Yeah.
When I started to build like confidence in myself, because I was, we can go forever, but we got to wrap this up, because I always felt like I wasn't like adequate. I wasn't good enough. You're too dark. You're too this. You're too that. You look like like all these other things. But when I stopped listening to the voices on the outside and said, I'm gonna be whoever the fuck I think I am.
Yeah.
I became the villain.
That's how it happens. That's how it happens. You start caring about yourself more than other people, and they call you a villain.
And now you're a selfish bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how it happened. That's exactly how it happened. That's exactly. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's exactly how it happened.
You don't care about anybody but yourself.
They need to do it an origin story. Okay, last question before we wrap it up. What Disney villain, besides Scar, what Disney villain needs an origin story? Do we need the backstory on?
Disney?
Yeah.
Cruella.
Oh, yeah.
Because what the fuck?
Yes. Wait, we got that. We got that.
Oh, we did?
You didn't watch the new Cruella?
It. No.
With Emma Stone?
Okay, I need to watch it.
You need to watch it, yeah. Yeah, we got that one. We got her, we got Maleficent, now we have Scar coming.
Who would you say?
I'm going back and forth right now. I would probably... Ooh. Yeah, I'm going to say... Oh. Okay, so first thought is Jafar.
I was thinking Jafar.
First thought is Jafar. I'm so curious. I'm so curious. But I think what would trump Jafar if I had to choose between him or the other? Ursula. I need Ursula.
Ursula.
I need to know what the fuck. I think she's King Triton's sister. Oh. I think so. I think.
She's an octopus.
He's a mermaid. What the fuck? But they're both half human. I think. So I did some. This is me putting like all the information that I've gotten going down the rabbit hole together. But I feel like they're brother and sister, possibly half brother and sister. He probably got the throne, and she's just a sea witch.
Why was he so handsome? King Triton.
So fucking handsome.
Why would they make him look like that?
Why? Like, why was his body like
Why
that
was
at
he
70?
so
Was he 70? How fucking old are you? Your skin should be way thinner. Your skin is too thick. Old people have really thin skin. Why is your skin so thick? Like, I should see
And
all kind of
abs.
capillaries and I should see every last vein running through your belly. Like, there should be a little bit of a gut. Not big, just enough. Like, why do you have a six-pack with thick skin and, like creamy skin at that?
Perfect beard.
Creamy skin. Like, where are your liver spots? What the fuck is going on?
Your
King
Velcros.
Triton? Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, he was gorgeous.
He really
Poor
was.
guy.
Yeah.
Mermaid, no wife.
All right. Well, thank y'all for tuning into this week's episode of Can You Hear Me Now? Let's keep the conversation going with your favorite co-hosts. I'm DJ Auntee Mimi.
I'm Prince Ali.
And remember to always be good to yourself
And to others.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Bye.